Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Brew Stories. Today we're
here, North Tyneside, Almasty Brewery, one of the best breweries in the northeast.
Yep.
We've come to see how they make their fantastic beer, and hopefully maybe get a little bit involved.
Go try and talk to lads.
Yep.
And see what happens. Yeah.
Totally different this time, man.
I know, man. You're much better this time. Hey guys, we're joined now by Mark, and we're going to ask him a couple of questions. That's all right. First one, I guess, is what's your background in brewing? Where do you come from? And
my background in brewing is I've been a commercial brewer for a couple of breweries beforehand. The Mordew, which is over one, and then on the Time Bank, and then decided to take the plunge and set up on my own.
Right. We've learned that brewing can be a bit hit and miss. Can you tell me what your best and your worst experiences with brewing beer?
The best experiences are making a beer that has turned out exactly how you wanted it to, and you're really proud of it, and you've nailed it.
Yeah.
And bad experiences when the whole process goes wrong and takes hours and hours, and then the beer isn't as good as you want it to be as well.
What do you think the future of craft beer is? Where's it going? There's lots of different types of beer, your IPAs and your stouts and your sours, etc. Where do you see that going?
I would say still with the IPAs, because everybody just loves hops really, but more a crossover of styles, maybe sort of an Indian sort of beer lager, sort of a nicely hopped lager, but still, accessible to everybody.
Sure. And how do you pick your next type of beer that you're going to produce?
We generally sit down and have a little discussion and then plan it for the month ahead.
Right. People out there might be thinking about starting a brewery. In your opinion, what's the biggest challenge of opening and running a brewery?
Probably every single part of it.
Every single part? Yeah.
There is not one easy bit of it.
I don't like the idea of the cleaning. That seems pretty bad. Yeah. You guys get inside here, don't you?
No, well, luckily we've got CIP for this.
Right,
so we can just put chemicals in them.
That sounds a lot easier, yeah. And you've heard the phrase, you can't organise a piss-up in a brewery. How's your organising skills?
Alright, well I've had a few piss-ups in here, so it's gone alright.
Excellent. Your brand is obviously really important to you. Can you tell me about your brand identity and where the name come from?
The name is from the Russian Bigfoot.
Right.
And brand is kind of geared around the outdoors, sort of natural.
Yeah, it's really cool. We love it. We especially love the beer taps the guys have. It's the wooden things which you hand make, don't you?
Yeah, I've definitely lost a love for them.
Yeah.
Well, making them is a pretty laborious process.
Right. It's worth it though. Totally is.
Yeah, it is the effective brand.
You might know, you might not. We've just talked to Paul at Coppers, and he was saying that you're one of the best breweries in the northeast. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's a very kind word, so I'd say, yeah.
He knows his stuff, Paul. Nice. He's a good guy. He does know what's going on. And finally, where do you see yourself being in 5 years' time?
City centre, 50-barrel plant.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't think that far ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm going to try and break them up, right?
Aye.
Okay, so just break them up.
You put them in there and break them up in there.
Put them in there. Oh, scared. Like that?
Yeah, just put them in the box and make sure they're all...
Well, I've had enough of that, like. Leave that to professionals.
Have a cherry sour.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we've had a really good day today.
We've had a great day at Almasty, thanks to the lads here at Almasty for letting us mess around.
Chip in there, bit of working.
Bit of working, putting the hops in.
Yeah.
Did well.
I think obviously it's too hard to be a brewer, and I'm just going to...
not be drinking that.
No. I'm just going to stick to drinking beer.
Drinking beer and talking about
rather than making beer.
It's a really hard process to do.
Yeah, I mean, that was only me just breaking down them hops for a small amount of time. And it was starting to get a bit tedious.
So what have you got, Rich?
Well, I've got the Wild Cherry beer, which has been fermented in Pinot wine barrels, French ones, for 12 months.
And this is the Amarillo Sour, which again is fermented wet in these
Berry barrels, yeah.
raw barrels for 12 months. With Brett yeast, it's then dry hopped with Amarillo, and it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, thanks to Mark there for that interview. I thought it was great, and these guys work really hard to produce some really excellent beers.
Excellent beers, absolutely, yeah.
I recommend if you see them on draft, you will recognise them by the wooden,
the 3 pine trees, conifer trees, yeah.
The wooden labels. You recognise them.
Yeah.
Get some excellent. And I agree with Paul. From Coppers. It is one of the best breweries in the northeast.
I absolutely think it is. Yeah, absolutely. The quality of beers is fantastic.
Yeah.
Across the whole range, from the sours all the way through to the Milky Way porter.
Yeah. Milky Way porter.
Absolutely brilliant. That was lovely. Yeah.
When we first came in here, we were greeted with a Milky Way porter. It's a beautiful drink.
Yeah, which is currently in these lads behind us now.
In the vets.
Yeah, which is good.
So, got something called the hot liquor tank, which you fill up to the top.
Yeah.
Fill that to about 75 degrees, and then move it over into the mash tun you've got here.
Yeah.
Mix it off the malt, so that gets up to about 65 degrees. That extracts all the sugars, or fermentable sugar. As you're transferring from the mash tun into the copper, you then do a sparge, which is the rest of the water going into the mash tun. So it's got a little sprinkler, and that takes away the rest of the sugar and drains it all out in the back, so it goes into there. So once you've got your 10 barrels of water in the copper, you let that boil, and then you put your hops in. So you've got your 60-minute hops, put all these in.
Wow.
And then you've got your...
That's a good smell. That's a good smell. Yeah.
So 60-minute hops, you've got all bitter in. You get your 20-minute hops, which is bitter in and aroma.
Yeah.
You've got your 3-minute hops, which is all aroma, and you get your flame out hops, so you turn all the boiler off.
Right.
And they just get your full smell from that.
Excellent.
So you then transfer it from the copper into the fermenter, which gets sat in the fermenter for 12 days. It takes about 5 days to ferment, then about 5 days to condition. Then you put it on chill, so you drop it down to about 3-4 degrees, and then let all the yeast and the protein just all the crap kind of drain out of it. And you flush it, it's down to a drain or something, and then you just go to rack. So
excellent.
You put it in your casks and then you get it on the other side.
You drink it.
Yeah, you drink it all.
That's the best bit,
That's the best bit. It is the best bit. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers. Why do we do this again?
We do this for the love of beer. Cheers, guys.